There certainly hasn't been much of a tariff impact so far. In fact, when we're talking about either consumer prices or about producer prices, it's been absolutely minimal at very best, and whatever increases we have seen seem to be fading. Now, when we're talking about business spending, there's no question that there has been some uncertainty that's overcome the American corporate sector. I would add that one aspect of this that's been a little bit overlooked is that these tariffs have been so on and off again in terms of actual tariffs imposed, tariff threats made. I think that's maybe needlessly added to that uncertainty. And if the president made a little more clear that we're in a fundamentally new era when we're coming to U.S. China trade policy, I think that would allow manufacturers to make the necessary adjustment a lot more smoothly and a lot more quickly.
Do you believe that there won't be any impacts on the, I mean, so far we haven't seen impacts, but if we drag these tariffs on for what could be another year and increase tariffs with the December 15th round, do you think at that point we'll start feeling it, that the consumer will start feeling it?
So far, it's been more than a year, and folks keep saying, well, so far there hasn't been much impact, but maybe somewhere down the road. I think the burden of proof at this point is clearly on the pessimists. And one reason that I think we can be optimistic that the American consumer can sail through this is that price pressures overall have been so low, and ironically, if economic growth doesn't pick up tremendously, they're likely to stay low.
You know, Alan, the president, you know, many people credit him for aiming for reciprocity. And when you look at what is going on with China and you look at what's going on now with France, you know, he just says basically, if you're going to put a tax on our technology companies, and make no mistake, it's mostly American companies that France is targeting here, we're going to hit back at you. Don't think we're going to sit back the way we have in the past. Doesn't he deserve some credit for taking that stance? And is he moving the needle toward a more reciprocal trade balance, not just with France, but also with China and others?
I think he deserves tremendous credit, especially on the China front, because for all the economists that you hear telling us that trade deficits don't matter, the fact is that they are absolutely indispensable, or I should say, reducing them dramatically is absolutely indispensable for ensuring that U.S. growth remains healthy and, in fact, gets healthier and becomes more sustainable. Because if we keep consuming much more than we produce, and a major sign of that is these enormous trade deficits that we have been running, it's very difficult to see how growth continues as long as we would like it to. And in fact, we should have learned a big lesson from the last financial crisis, that when the one outstrips the other too much, the ending is very, very bad.